Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show. Apologies for this evening, we haven't got Dan or Jaden because they are very busy this weekend revising and getting things done and organising basically around their school careers, what their future is going to be bringing, and hopefully it's either in, well, I don't broadcasting or also, well, I know Jaden is doing a bit of wrestling like so, and Dan refereeing. You never know, might just go far. It all depends whether he gets hooked to it, because that's what in general you see all these referees, they're all talking about wanting to make it in the big time, but obviously the youngsters, they can be brilliant at it, and then suddenly something else comes up and they change their mind. That's allowed. It really is, but we need more and more young referees because obviously we want to develop their careers in the Premier League. You never know, if they're really up for it, they can go on and achieve their dreams if they're really interested in things like that. Anyway, welcome to all our DXTL TV from the Touchlines listeners, watchers, and also listeners to Spotify, YouTube, Spotify. Brilliant. What more could I ask for? And I'm hoping that more and more will subscribe. That means if you're liking our shows, it's free, especially on the YouTube, and follow us on Spotify and Riverside FM, if you don't mind, because this is where we are coming from, and obviously I'm still just getting used to Spotify, so bear with me if I'm not coming across as 100% at the moment, because I am looking at probably 2 screens with cameras set up, and hopefully if you get this lottery grant you'll see a vast improvement as to everything that we can go for and do. And I just want to say that what we're trying to do with part of Don't Cross the Line and REFspect is we have our Hearts of Gold initiatives, and that's where we get volunteers to do activities and try and raise some funding and make awareness towards what we're trying to achieve in grassroots football, and that is a lot of kids are suffering with mental health, so we want to try and make everyone aware of that and put a stop to it and see what we can do to make lives better, give them more confidence. And that's what we do with our young commentators, and as I say, we've got apologies, but Dan and Jaden will be really involved in that one. So keep watching this space, as they say. Also, the Hearts of Gold initiatives is setting up a choir, so if you're interested, we want 7 more youngsters, preferably some males if we can, because there's a lot of shy male singers out there who need to be pushed and come forward to us, if you don't mind, and join the choir, because we're trying to do a charity single, Lean On Me, getting the people together and organising a choir to bring in the awareness for our Heart of Gold. So we're one step ahead to mental health, so if you can support us, that would be absolutely a dream come true. And if you've got some kids who are interested in having a little sing-a-song and appearing on video and in the music fame, as they say, you know, no, we're trying to do it to really raise awareness for mental health. Got an itch and I haven't got a drink. What more could I say? Anyway, once again, Heart of Gold initiatives, one step ahead to mental health. You can get on board with us, help us out, mal@don'texttheline.com, add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites, please. So I'm taking over the show from Dan and Jaden, and last night was, I really don't know why the Carabao Cup semi-finals were playing on a Wednesday and on a Thursday. It didn't make sense, to be honest. I don't know why they both weren't played on the Wednesday. We know it's for TV reasons, so why couldn't one have kicked off early, or 7 o'clock, 7:30? I don't know. They've got enough channels. You can pick and choose what ones you want to watch. You don't have to watch the one. And last night was no different. Was it Liverpool playing on the Thursday? So I think it was bad for the 2 teams because they have FA Cup matches, I think, on Sunday as well. But it was a good performance by Liverpool, and I'll say a good performance because I totally agreed with Virgil van Dijk when he said they could have been better. Now, people are looking in and saying, oh my God, Liverpool dominated and all that. But they did, but they didn't. And you know, I know Jamie Redknapp, and you think he comes across as he's a Red, doesn't he? But last night on TV, I don't know whether anyone were aware of it, but he was slating everyone, the players, the manager, everything about it. He looked really upset that Tottenham didn't come away with the result. He really did. So in his blood, I know he's a Londoner, but why not admit that over Liverpool he supports Tottenham? You could see it, and I thought Jamie Carragher was going to say to him, you know, you can't say you're a Red, Jamie, after that. That was really, really poor, and it'd be honestly towards Tottenham. And I've never heard anyone slating a team so much as Jamie Redknapp did last night. And he never used to be like that. He used to be brilliant, you know, years ago. And he was a real gentleman and all that, but it's brought it all out from doing all these shows and going around the world, and it really has. And probably he's gone through divorce as well, and it's changed him a little bit. Now he's a pundit, and he's really strong in what he's coming across with, and he's putting his mindset on. Well, Tottenham were hated last night, and it was never, no excuse about injuries and what have you, because we've had them right the way through. And I think the commentator, or the pundits, some of them were saying, you know, Liverpool have had 1 or 2 injuries, but they've really come through unscathed. But if you go right the way through the season, we've had a lot of injuries, and fortunately we've come through them, but we've been without players. Even Alisson, just go back, cast your mind back, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, how long was he out for? Conor Bradley, Joe Gomez. We've had a lot of injuries. Okay, because we haven't had Salah and Touchwood and Van Dijk, you know, everyone else has been injured. They all have, and to say that we haven't had injuries is beyond a joke. We're still coming through it, and now we're getting more players back, thankfully. And we're making a difference. But last night, yeah, as I say, I agreed with Virgil van Dijk, saying they could have done a little bit more and put more pressure on, because my honest opinion, it was flat. And the crowd, for a semi-final, I thought Liverpool fans were very, very quiet indeed. You know, normally, I thought the atmosphere was going to be like a Champions League game, because it was a semi-final and getting behind the players, but it wasn't. It really wasn't, unless the Sky coverage had the microphones very, very low. But no, you could sometimes hear a pin drop, and it seemed like the fans were lost. It seemed like these fans had come from all over the world, and the locals couldn't get in, because when you talk to real Liverpool fans who go to the game, that's what they say. They're trying to sing songs, and everyone around them is very, very quiet, just watching, because they're all visitors or guests. And I'm not too sure whether that happened last night. But anyone agree with me? Anyone think? Don't get me wrong, you know, it was nice to go through. But how quickly did the ground empty as well at the final whistle? You know, we just got to a final against Newcastle. Look at their fans, they were celebrating, they were out in the streets. And we know it's big for them, and we know Wembley is where they wanted to be. But I thought Wembley is where we want to be as well. You know, Tottenham, what would have happened if Tottenham had stole it? I really don't know, but the thing is, you know, there was 6,000 fans there from Tottenham supporting the team and getting behind them. And I just don't know what was wrong with the atmosphere at Anfield last night. It really did look flat, even though Liverpool outshone Tottenham, which we all expected. And even Van Dijk in the first leg at the end of the game said we look forward to getting them back at Anfield. In other words, we've got a point to prove, and they did. A point to prove, and it did go on, didn't it? It was brilliant. As far as I'm concerned, I think we thoroughly deserved it. I had 3-0. Van Dijk would have to go and score the 4th goal, dear me. But even then, there was something that you could think, okay, we're 1-1, 2-1 up, and Tottenham started to play a little bit then, you know, and I'd seen a little bit of a performance coming out of Tottenham that I hadn't seen over recent weeks. correct me if I'm wrong, but it did. And they could have, you know, Son hit the bar, didn't he? And that could have brought a goal back when they were 3-1 down, 3-2. And then it's nervousness, isn't it, because it's a cup semi-final. But yeah, there was outstanding players on the pitch. Again, Cody Gakpo and even Conor Bradley, I thought he was outstanding as well. And yeah, all the players performed. Andy Robinson as well, you know, that's the second game he's been playing superbly. We made 1 or 2 mistakes at the back, but I think they only had 1 shot on target if they did. Kelleher didn't have a save to make, basically. Now, what's going to happen against Plymouth, I'm not too sure. We can see the academy kids coming in. Jaden Danzy's out on loan. There's a few of them gone out on loan. So who are we going to be putting in? Have we recalled anyone, or is he going to put Endo in, Harvey Elliott? I don't know, Conor Bradley, because we've got Everton on Wednesday, and we need to be up for the fight on that one, because that is Everton, and Everton will be out to destroy our progress in the Premier League. And don't forget, when you beat us 2-0 at Goodison, it was one-sided and they scored the goals. It could happen again. It's so easy to happen. They've got Bournemouth in the meantime. They've got Bournemouth tomorrow. We have Plymouth on Sunday, and then we've got Wednesday is the Merseyside derby. And yeah, looking forward to it. And I do believe Liverpool go on and beat them and get the 3 points. Wow. I think then we could start looking at the Premier League. We really could, because February's a big month. We started off good. We've gone to a Wembley final at the moment, and we need to progress from that. Put that in the back seat now, put it away and concentrate on the FA Cup and also this game on Wednesday evening. And lucky enough, we'll be able to rest 1 or 2. And I don't think this FA Cup tie has become very important to Liverpool fans. I really don't. And if you'd asked me about experience, maybe experience was shown through last night with the fans, because they're used to being in finals, and that's no disrespect to the likes of Tottenham or anyone else. It's just the fans, and they're not soft, because we're not shouting we're going to win the league and all that at the moment. Jamie Carragher, he pointed it out, but we have noticed on Merseyside, that is fact. No one is taking anything for granted here on Merseyside, because anything can happen. Even if 15 points clear, even if Manchester City, they could still end up somewhere closer to us, because we could have a poor run. Touch wood, we don't want that poor run. We want the players to concentrate and keep going. And someone says fatigue is going to set in, no, because they are really going for it. And we all know it's the Premier League that they're after, 100%. And that's what Newcastle fans are all hoping. We'll be able to rest some players in the final, because we're really concentrating on winning the league. But we also want to win a cup. So I don't think that is going to be disrespectful in the final. They're all wanting to play in that, I'm sure. But yeah, we carry on again in the FA Cup, and lucky enough, we're still in it. Plymouth will give us a little game, I guarantee you that. And hopefully, I'm not too sure about replays. I think is that the schedule now in the FA Cup, because you get mixed up. They've all been cup games champions. We're lucky because of the tournaments that we're in at the moment. But I was losing track, because the Carabao Cup final, if that had gone level at half time or full time, that was going into extra time, and I just thought it was going to go straight to penalties. But no, they changed that one. So what's the FA Cup? Is that the same? It is, yeah. It's got to be played, because now remember, the smaller teams, or the littler teams, and they were all sort of kicking off, weren't they, saying we can't get any replays and go back. You know, if we put a great performance up, we're not going to not just their own stadium, but somewhere bigger if it was their own stadium, and getting a few bob out of it. I can understand their headaches over that one. But there you go. It's grassroots coming this weekend, after all the Premier League, after the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. So we're all looking forward to another venture. I think Arsenal have gone away. I didn't know they were out. You just lose track of teams who've been knocked out in the games, haven't you? So let's see what this weekend could bring. Now we could have a shock, Plymouth knocking us out, couldn't we? And then it's all, wow, the bubbles burst and we've got to play Everton nil. But it'll be a totally different team. It will be, you know, where I don't like resting players. I love to see players carry on. And when they're injured, then take them out or give them a half at least. Take some top players with you on Sunday and give them a run out, keep the legs going, motivated, keep the skills up, get the whip out. Anyway, if you're out and about this weekend, what do we need? Yes, we all know what we need. Loads of REFspect on and off the field of play. Now I've been getting busy putting the posters up or getting them all sorted, sent them off to the printer to get done. So if you need a poster, please, marathontexterline.com, please ask for a poster. We get that in the post here sent off so we can pin it up and support our REFspect Awareness Weekend, 12th, 13th of April. And also we've got the Virtu Cup final, Trophy Cup final on the Sunday at Wembley Stadium. So I'm not too sure who's going to be at the final on that one at the moment, so we'll be watching out, so and then I can declare who's there. And the Premier Game Match Officials Limited, that's the PGMOL, yes, they are going to be wearing our t-shirts. We wish they could be wearing our t-shirts right the way through the game. Put a petition up, please, fans, get involved. Why can't one referee or a host of assistants wear these? Get the officials to wear them on one game, just to monitor, just get this message across about the referees, because we do know that a lot of them have been getting stick, especially grassroots football and also in the Premier League as well. And obviously we couldn't police that, we couldn't, that is entirely different, that's for the clubs to do, but we understand what the referees are going through, and we think it's a little bit embarrassing to people who are starting to threaten them and the verbal abuse and what have you. It's wrong, that shouldn't happen, we all know that. So whenever you're out and about, and especially tomorrow, please make sure that you take your REFspect with you. Pack that with you when you're putting the kids' kit in the bag. Pack that as well, and then put it into your mouth and say, zip it when I go out on the field of play and support my child watching them play football and their team. Give them all the encouragement that you possibly can, and they'll perform for you, honestly. Even if they make mistakes, still give them encouragement. Next time, don't worry about it, because we all make those mistakes, don't we? Regardless, and referees are no different. They can make mistakes, believe me. These kids have not got all the experienced referees at grassroots football, don't have assistants with them, they're just on their own, taking on how many people who come to watch a game at grassroots level. So they've got to be thick skins, they've got to be confident, and you don't want to burn their confidence out if they're youngsters and they're wearing a yellow armband, because a yellow armband means that they are under 18, they're still minors and still at school. So it's a real deterrent for you there, please, irate parents and spectators. Watch for the yellow armband. In some cases the kids haven't got them, they can still be a minor, and the league will no doubt inform teams to be careful and be very careful when they're on the sidelines, because it can be classed as a safeguarding incident, and also it'll jeopardise your whole team for going any further in your league, and they can take action there and then, and they can withdraw you, no refunds, and that's the team gone then, because no other team or league would probably want to accept you because you've been thrown out of one. And we do know that teams will leave a club and come into another club, but I'm sure the FA and things like that, they're all looking into this. They really are looking into this and moving from club to club, and some teams can be troublemakers, and that happens in grassroots football, we all know that, and then want to move to another club who take them on just to build their club additions up. So from one team they've gone up to 10 teams because they're taking everyone on, and it's wrong because there's no development, and we'll talk more about that in tomorrow's show, and I think a lot will understand where we're coming from regarding this with the kids. So we want you, when you're out and about, to make sure that you just perform. This is a message to the kids, as best you can. And just ask your mum and dad before you go out, don't forget, just encourage us. You don't have to start shouting and tell me where to play, what to do. Just encourage us and let us play our game, because you've had your training, the kids have had the training off the coach, and the coach will not tell them what they want of them, and then if the kids can remember, but the coach is there to remind them, and then if you've got parents, irate parents, spectators, all shouting different things to them, where to be, what to do, when to shoot, who to pass to, who not to pass to, and it becomes a bit of a joke then, and a mockery of the coach being involved in the game themselves, and they've got all the credentials. So please stand by your coach as well and respect the coach, because they work hard, and let them do the how do we say, let them shout to the kids, let them know what they're doing, and giving them the instructions. So if you stand back and leave them and just applaud them regardless, and the goal goes in, just encourage them to get on with it and try again, and leave the coach. If the head goes down, then the coach will actually sort that. It is hard when you've got parents right on the back of yourself, when you've got a barrier up and all the parents are there and they're still shouting and screaming. It's hard. Now I'm going to nip over again, because what have I done? We all know this is coming part and parcel of the Grassroots show. I've got to look and check the time to see how long I've got. So here we go, we'll move. Keeps me fit anyway, keeps me fit. What have we got? Yes, I knew it. We've gone right over our time on our first Grassroots show. So I apologise, and no doubt, you know, we'll be back again tomorrow, and then we've got our final show on Sunday. And next week we'll be asking for guests, volunteers to come into the show and put your point of view across in Grassroots, and it's got to be nice and friendly, because that's what we're all about. Once again, thank you so much for tuning into the Grassroots show. We'll be back again tomorrow with myself, Mal. From myself, Mal Lee, and all the team here, the Grassroots show, Don't Cross the Line, Respect programme, Heart to Gold initiatives, one step closer to mental health. That's what we'll be aiming for, so you can get on it and support us. And no ref, no game. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, be good and respect your referee on and off the field of play. And we'll see how we go tomorrow. Have a great evening. Cheerio for now.